Now you can song.
Oh,
Sing.
hello, my baby. All right.
All right. So we meet again.
Yeah. Why not? It's Friday.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do?
Right. Here we go.
Where's my brushes? I'm so ill prepared. Okay, let's do a purplish.
So what are we working on?
Spiderman.
Speederman.
Scott Spiderman.
Scott Speederman.
Yeah, I'll go with Scott.
You ever see that YouTube video? What is it? Scott something. I gotta look it up. It's where's the goalie?
No. Spider-Man's a goalie?
No, the Scott. I'm gonna find it real quick.
Okay. Is it Scott Atkins?
No. Sterling.
I don't know what that is.
Here. Sure. Copy link. Then here. And there. I just put it in the comments.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out later. All right, got a couple of eyeballs.
Cool.
Oh, Russell Allen is here for the squirt party. I think he might be a little disappointed, but yeah. Welcome, sir. It is a BBYOBB event.
Hey, you guys!
Basically. Hang on a second. This is red, not blue. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Did I mention that this is a complicated costume?
Once or twice.
Yeah. What's up, Sylvester? Yes, we are working on the Sistine Chapel. So Sylvester's on Facebook today.
Yeah, just waiting for the rejection on it though.
Waiting for the Pope to come and say, no, it's all rock.
At all.
Sorry?
That's not what I was thinking at all. That's not Vatican material.
But yeah, at it again, buddy. Gotta get it done. Just you try it. T-Rex arms. It's very hard for me to paint. I don't know what Warner's excuse is.
I'm terrible. Really. That's not really an excuse, just a matter of fact. Let's see.
We'll go with that.
There we go.
It's you know what? It's the same guy. And it's the same guy. Decline. He's working from home and he's got little kids.
Oh, right.
So he doesn't really do much during the day because he's got little kids running around and
right.
To get, but he forgets that not everyone has little kids.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sitting around waiting for him to call at 5 o'clock.
Right, when he's relieved of duty.
So yeah, like I guess when his wife comes home.
Yeah. All right, my workday started.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let's start calling people. Like, Crap Mostank on Twitch says, looking awesome, guys. Thank you.
Tank. Is that like?
I'm not sure. I'm probably reading that. Crap Moish Tank. I don't know. Sorry if I'm butchering your handle.
Quasar.
Croissant.
Quasar?
The R is silent.
Yeah.
Hey, Russell, no, I did not finish the Goblin Queen. I want to finish her on Sunday. She's almost done, but I just needed to kind of move on to something else for a little bit. And this little test of the MCCW cardstock. This quick test is going to be painful.
Not as quick as...
Yeah, no. I mean, it's going to end up taking just as long as the Goblin Queen. But make sure you tune in Sunday whenever I stream if you want to see the Goblin Queen come to life. Or, it's that last step when I just totally butcher it.
Right,
That's
right.
also possible.
When you do the eyes?
I already did the eyes, though.
Oh, okay, knock that out.
Yeah. Because I think all there's left on her is just to kind of get some contrast in the stone so it doesn't look like she's sitting on a silk blanket.
Right.
Ah, sweet. So Russell Warner also submitted to BTR4, so you might get one of his cards. And actually, Sylvester didn't work on BTR4. He worked on the previous one.
I thought I saw somebody pull one of yours already.
Yes. Got the James Bond.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Sean Connery. And he had one of Monshaw's as well, if I remember correctly.
Right. What was which one was that? Of Monshaw's.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
So good, I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time to remember what I had for breakfast. So.
I know, dude. I don't even know what day it is. I know what tomorrow is, though.
Kramoshtank is asking if we are self-taught. You can take that one.
Yeah, self-taught, but not necessarily self-learned. Learned. It's probably
you got your book learned.
I keep trying to myself, and I just won't listen. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't really take any. I didn't really go. I mean, I took classes in school, but like I'm not like properly trained, I suppose is the would be.
You didn't go to art school, right?
No. I mean, yes, but no. Not for. I didn't learn art. I went to school for design.
Okay.
Design and illustration. And then basically quit when my GI Bill ran out. My GI Bill ran out, and I was carrying a 4.0, and I decided that it was kind of a waste of money because at that point I was basically paying out of pocket. And it was, it just kind of seems silly to spend money just to get a piece of paper for, from some place that literally, I wasn't learning anything because I figure if you're carrying a 4.0, you're probably not learning anything.
Oh. All right.
It's funny. They have, what are those tests that you take, like in college for a course?
Aptitude or?
Well, it's like a test to test out of the class, right? So like, instead of actually taking a class for a semester, you just turn around, write a check, take a test, pass it, pass the course. And then
yeah, it did not have that option here.
Oh, okay. So anyways, I walked in and said, "Hey, I want to take some of these tests." And guy goes, "Well, which one?" And I said, "All of them." And he said, "Well, you can't do that. Why not? I'm giving you my money. Give me my test." So I took like 2 tests right there. The thing is, you don't get like a regular grade. It's kind of a pass-fail thing.
Right. Was one of them a urine test?
No.
No. Okay. I I don't know how it works in the States, so
Yeah,
just
no.
asking.
Yeah, I haven't had one of those in a while.
So I guess the short answer is pretty much self-taught.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm currently learning as we speak.
Like this very second, he's
Like this
figuring
very
something
moment,
out.
I'm figuring stuff out. Or making it up as I go along. Probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah, I have some traditional training. That was a long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away. See what's going on. Lynn was just gonna go skip all the shield training and go full on agent.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It's like, yeah, just give me the badge. I'll figure it out on the job.
On the job training.
Yeah. I still can't wait to skip over it, even at this moment.
Yeah, just give me the test. This thing will be over. This thing will be done.
Is there like someone I can give a check to?
Yeah. I'll write you a check if you finish this painting.
Huh. All right.
Just make it look good. I don't want to screw up my 4.0.
Great. I mean, you look at, because I've just been watching Greg's videos for the last little while, right?
Right.
And I mean, he's got a whole production team for his commercial work. So he'll do, like he'll do the pencils on the canvas, and then say, okay, all of this shit needs to be blocked in white, right?
Right.
And then his wife will come in and spend half a day blocking in, 12-foot canvas silhouette in white. They'll come in and do some stuff. Okay, now we need to block in this whole big chunk in red. Bring somebody else in, and they'll just like spend the day painting everything in red.
While he goes and makes a sandwich.
Yeah, or does an interview or works on something else. I'll have to have somebody like, okay, just fill in this space, and that space with this blue. Let me know when it's done. Or like yesterday, I was doing the gold piping. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
that line, right?
Get an intern in to.
Yeah, just fill in some flats. Yeah, Andre learned from a pack of Mr. Peanut. I sure did. Warner, favorite hero or villain to draw?
Oof.
I guess this is not necessarily Marvel, anything.
Man, I don't know. I mean, it really kind of depends on, because some of them are really, they're all different. For different reasons. I like doing different characters for different reasons. I think one of the ones that I do like to go to is either like the Swamp Thing or Man Thing. I think those are. I find those fun just because of the textures and stuff like that. I think any female character is
Not it. Oh, is?
What?
Sorry, any female character.
Yeah, pretty much any female character. just because, just because of the anatomy and the form and stuff. See, and I find it's a lot of fun to bring the character out.
All right.
In an image, in an illustration, image, drawing, painting, whatever.
But if we're to pick one,
Hmm.
you're allowed to draw one character for the rest of your life. Who is it?
Honestly, if it really came down to just one character for the rest of my life, it'd probably have to be my own. Have to be Mighty Moose.
Oh, and that's a good segue into where can people find out more about Mighty Mouse?
Well, when the conventions start up again.
Sorry, Russell caught you there. It's like he likes drawing Man-Thing because of the texture. That's a good soundbite to keep.
Yeah, I got like a Facebook page, but I haven't updated that in ages. And here we go.
Is it Alan?
Let's see.
Call from Wonder Twins.
It's the Wonder Twins. A couple of Kaylee's friends.
Oh.
She had a half day today at school. So she's got a friend over today and apparently getting a call from the Wonder Twins. Just a couple other friends that she goes to school with.
It's funny. Is that automated voice thing? It just reads whatever you have the number. Or you have it stored in your
No, it reads
system?
it reads the caller ID. And then,
so these kids have their caller ID as Wonder Twins?
Yeah, I put that in there for their number.
Oh. It's funny.
Well, they're obviously twins, and then Kaylee's age, but I used to coach soccer, the Park District League.
Yeah.
Soccer, and they were on the team, and I always referred to I had two, well, originally I had like 3 sets of twins on the team. And
that's over indexing on the twins.
Yeah, that's
must be something in the water where you live. Go on.
Yeah, and then 2 of them moved away, so I had 2 sets of twins, and one set I called the Wonder Twins, and the other ones were the Double Mints.
Okay.
Because the Double Mints were blonde, and they were a bit of a handful, and the Wonder Twins were just awesome as players. Not to mention, good kids in general, but.
Sorry, Norton Rad 2007 is on YouTube saying good afternoon, everyone. This is not that Norton Rad. It's the other Norton Rad.
Right, I got it.
Right. I believe it's Jan. What's going on, good sir? And going back to the question, my go-to character is Venom, and he fits both hero and villain. Because I like to optimize my time.
Yeah, he's you know what? He's not one of my favorites to do. I mean, I think he's a cool character and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, there's just I find like some characters that are some characters with a lack of like a lot of colors, so to speak, tend to be. I think Venom is one of those ones where because he's kind of monochromatic, right? And it's not he's not. You have to kind of go out of your way to try and make him really stand out.
Yeah.
With the like drool and the tongue and stuff like that, and which is fine. But I think probably the biggest reason that I'm not a fan of like the more monochromatic characters is because Man, you just burn up that color up on your, from your markers.
Oh,
It's
it's a
it's
it's
I
an
really
inventory
don't
issue.
like drawing them because I'm cheap and I don't want to keep buying gray markers.
But you're okay with Swamp Thing, Man Thing, which is just
That's
bigger
yeah,
and greener.
that's the thing is that they're like some characters that are like like a character that I absolutely cannot I can't say I can't stand drawing, but is an absolute pain in the butt is Carnage.
Which is funny because Crap Mushnak on Twitch just said, yeah,
Yeah,
loves Carnage.
yeah, it's just because they're so. I mean, with the intertwining the black and the red, and trying to figure out how to do that and create shape and form. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's tough.
yeah, no, it is true. Because you think, like, I said many times I like to draw Venom because you can get so organic with him and you don't have to worry about symmetry and making things pretty.
Right.
So it's just about kind of texture and put muscles wherever you want to put muscles. And then Carnage essentially is the same, but as soon as you start putting that black mesh thing, symbiote wrapped around them, you can't just slap black lines,
Yeah. No.
right? It's got to have some thought behind it, and it just
Oh, yeah. It drains your brain.
yeah. Sylvester, he's down with the Juggernaut for life. That's his go-to.
Yeah.
There's another character that I actually have a hard time with.
Yeah. I have a real hard time with like bigger characters too. Like I can't draw the Hulk. For the life of me.
Yeah, so here's where I struggle with the Hulk. I can draw a big beefy guy and paint him green, no problem, right? But the Hulk has a certain look to his head
Yeah.
that I've never nailed. And if you look at people like Alex Ross, for example, has a very specific way of doing the Hulk where it looks like a Neanderthal
Yeah.
or
An ape.
Yonki, right? And it's
Yeah.
like they figured out a look for the Hulk that works for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't want to copy their look. So yeah, I have a hard time with the Hulk, and it's similar to this kind of a similar thing with the Juggernaut. Is I can't figure out how that helmet's supposed to sit on his head.
And that's no, and that's exactly the point that I was going to get to with Juggernaut, because it's like whether it's Juggernaut or Doctor Doom or even Iron Man in some cases, where you've got this helmet and you got to figure out how to get. And the Juggernaut's a great example, just in the sense of, okay, how far back from like the eye and mouth holes is his actual head?
Well, that's the thing because Iron Man, Doctor Doom, or anybody else that's wearing a big metal helmet,
Right.
it's kind of like a real helmet that follows the shape of the head to a certain extent, and you can visualize how that's wrapped around the skull.
Right. Right.
But with the Juggernaut, where he's got the half fishbowl thing, that doesn't make any sense unless his like if you try to do the anatomy of the Juggernaut, it's right like his neck starts where his heart should be,
Did you
and
ever,
this is where I have a hard time with it.
right? Or did you ever see that meme? The one with was it Tom Holland, where they take the Spider-Man. They take a picture of Tom Holland and they take a picture of Spider-Man, and it kind of fades from Spider-Man to Tom Holland, just based on like the anatomy of it, and it shows like where the separation of the eyes are on
Oh,
the, and then it like when as it phases into Tom Holland, it looks like his eyes on each side of his head. He looks like he almost looks
like
like
a
a
fish.
flounder kind of a thing. It's hilarious.
No. Russell Allen is drawing Steph Pool for life. I I can see that. I understand it.
Steph Pool. Who's Steph Pool?
It's his character, his
Oh.
like little half Deadpool stick
Oh, okay.
man thingy.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is that, I mean if you're doing your own thing, I mean you can't like not
dedicate your life to it.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh.
but that's not his thing. His thing is xenon nanite,
Oh,
right? So I think Steph Pool is his mascot. It's his inner child saying, "Let me out. It smells in here." It smells like
Teen Spirit.
no. Well, okay. I was gonna
Oh.
say it smells like Ben Gay and gym socks, or Tiger Bomb and gym socks.
So it smells like my car.
Yeah, I guess. So I don't know if you saw this Jupiter's Legacy show dropped on Netflix today.
Mm-mm.
Looks good. I watched almost the full pilot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is good. It feels like Invincible meets The Boys meets The Avengers with some Christian undertones, but it's not like a religious show,
Gotcha.
right? I don't know if it's based on a comic book or anything like that, but it's like, okay, this is cool. It's a little yappy at the beginning, like any other show, but
Right.
yeah. All right, so Kai Mushnak on Twitch wants to know, how do you guys find drawing on a graphics tablet? I'll answer that one with I don't, because I don't own one.
Yeah, I don't own like a well, what like what's a graphics tablet? Like an iPad kind of a thing?
Yeah, I'm assuming referencing
Or
like a touch screen, like a Cintiq or an iPad or
Cintiq. Yeah. I don't have the Cintiq. I've got the iPad Pro, and I've actually used well, there's what, Photoshop Draw or something, or Photoshop Sketch, or there's
yeah,
some,
and SketchUp, and there's lots of drawing apps.
and then there's what's the one that I actually do like a lot that I tend to use. I think it's Sketchbook Pro or something like that.
That sounds right.
It's the who are the CAD guys? That company.
AutoCAD.
AutoCAD. Yeah, that's it. AutoCAD does it. And that one's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Well,
I'll
that's the popular one, right?
What's that?
That's a really popular one.
Yeah, it was back in the day. I don't know what the new thing is these days, but I use that a lot. Like if I'm on a plane or something, you know, instead of having to take a sketchbook and pencils and all that stuff, if you're on a long flight or something, it's easier just to take the tablet and and a wand or whatever to, just goof around. But I don't really
See, I don't really like to whip out my wand on the plane.
I play with my wand on the plane all the time.
Sorry, JD's in the house, says Cintiq is dope.
Yeah, I haven't but yeah, as far as like regular stuff goes, like in the studio working on something, no, I pretty much I stick with the paper and pencil. But I'm not I don't do a lot of digital work in general. Like when I'm working on a comic or whatever, and if I do coloring or lettering or whatever, that's pretty much it. Everything else is everything else I do is practical. I used to do like a lot of like when I did prints and stuff for conventions, I did used to do a lot of digital stuff there, in terms of coloring. I pencil and ink and then digitally color stuff and then, turn around and go and have it printed and stuff. But for the most part, I kind of really got away from that as far as just doing regular pieces of work, regular, artwork stuff. I kind of I'm more into the practical stuff.
Right, sorry to interrupt. So JD said he's been here for about 20 minutes just lurking, clipping audio of people talking about the texture of their man things. So just another day for JD.
JD's in the studio mixing like a mix man.
Brandon Stromberg is in the house and on YouTube. Says Affinity makes great platform products, and he has their stuff where the iPad works great. You know Brandon, right?
What Brandon?
Stromberg.
Where do I
You
know
know him
from?
You know him from the groups
Oh, okay.
and EPAC and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I recognize the name for sure.
Yeah, and I kind of going back to that question. I draw in Paint to get away from the computer, so that's why I don't really do anything digital. It's fun, like when I edit video or edit images, but when it's time to relax, that's when I bust out the crayons.
Yeah, I did go through a big phase where, like I don't necessarily like to draw digitally at all, but I did go through a big phase where I was doing a lot of animation.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because you did that 3D stuff with
and that stuff it's. I actually really enjoy the CGI, the 3D animation stuff, because it's like virtually sculpting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like sculpting, but you don't get.
Oh, dude, ZBrush.
I've never used ZBrush.
Oh man, that thing got expensive though.
Yeah, you've done a lot of animation work, right?
Not a lot, but learn the software and stuff. So, yeah, like ZBrush for sculpting. Whew, it's fantastic.
Really?
Oh man, I just go on YouTube and watch like ZBrush tutorials. It's a steep learning curve to get used to working in 3D, but not because it's like sculpting in clay, but it's virtual, right?
Right.
So there's a little bit of a learning curve as to how to maneuver the mouse, or if you're using a tablet or whatever your input device is. Right. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think the program that I used, it was more the wireframe thing, but it wasn't the polygons. It was just straight up wireframe.
Yeah, just mesh based.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean ZBrush is not an animation thing. It's for modeling.
Okay. Yeah,
like you just like you'll make your model in ZBrush, take into Photoshop texture, whatever, then pair that into 3ds Max or what's the other popular one now? Light something. Make the skeleton, hook it up, and
right. Yeah, this program that I had all the stuff. It had the modeling and the rigging and the animation all in one program. And then, of course, you could export it as a 3ds file.
Yeah, for other applications, because every program's kind of really good at one. A lot of programs will be able to do a lot of things, like animate and light and whatever.
Right.
But every program seems to be like really good at one specific thing. Like ZBrush, you can animate in it, but right. It sucks. But you can model in it like you can't model anything else. So you do the model there, take it into 3D Studio. Maya 3D is the other one, right?
Right.
Do the rig, do the skeleton, export that into Maya, do the texture, the environment, then run it through Ray Tracer or whatever to do the render.
Yeah, I remember long days of rendering.
Rendering takes forever.
Oh my goodness. It's like seriously for that like little animated piece I did, I think it was like, because each you animate all the stuff and then you have to render it, then you have to edit it, cut it all together and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like seriously for like maybe like a minute long piece of animation, it would literally take like 8 hours to render it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I had like at the time when I was doing that, I had 2 computers running like all day long, just rendering out the bits. Like I had a laptop and my desktop, both rendering stuff out. And it took me like probably about 4 days to render out that entire thing. And then I had to go and like edit it, you know?
Well, I remember when I was in school and we're doing 3D Studio, there were kind of 2 waves of the classes. You kind of, when you picked your schedule, you could pick whichever one you want.
Right.
So there was a morning class and an afternoon class. So first year, like first semester, I was like, oh yeah, totally gonna do in the morning, finish off, take the afternoons off. What I didn't know is that they leave space in between the classes so people can get their stuff rendered.
Right.
But if you're in the morning class and you need to render stuff, you only have a 3-hour window before the next class comes in. If you're in the evening class, afternoon class, right, you're good from 4 o'clock to like 8:30 in the morning the next day.
Right.
Then second semester, everybody's clamoring to be in the afternoon class.
That's funny.
And then they opened the second lab just for rendering, which was nice. But
yeah, that's and I really like doing the editing stuff too. I thought that was probably my favorite part of the whole animation process, was just cutting the clips together.
slicing and dicing.
Yep. Just getting, like turn on and oh wait, what? Oops. Yeah, you're like there's a mistake here. Let's go ahead and just cut this little. We're gonna cut this clip off here.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, something that was absolutely disastrous, that would have destroyed the entire bit. You just cut that one little piece out, and it's like it's just awesome. I don't know. And then mixing in the music and even dubbing the stuff.
Doing your own voiceovers.
Yeah, well, that all, fortunately for that, like with the program, you could actually get that all got rendered in with with the animation.
Yeah.
When you rendered out the animation, it actually rendered with the audio file as well.
Okay, cool. So it really was just all in one solution, basically.
Yeah. So
out with the whole thing. So that's cool.
And then of course
that saves time.
Turn around and like edit it together in like literally like Windows Movie Maker. And that like added and then you add all the sound effects and stuff like that. Sound effects, music, stuff like that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You should do it again.
You know what? And I'd love to, but the problem with it is so darn time consuming. It's a lot like painting.
Yeah. That's true.
It's like I'd love to do it, but who can find the time to do it? I mean, it literally is one of those things where if you're going to do that, I mean, you can't do anything else. There's just not enough hours in the day. Like it was like, and I think the reason that I really kind of stopped doing it was because it was something that I wanted to do kind of on the side, along, with doing my comic, but it became so time consuming. I mean, just between modeling and rigging and even just coming up with animation cycles and things like that. I mean, it just takes so much time that there was no time to actually draw a comic book.
Oh, Moshnak, with like the hard-hitting questions here. The name of the first hero or villain you created, what was their backstory, powers, weakness, and enemies, if you went that deep into them?
All right, what's he asking? What is the first
The
hero?
hero villain, what was their powers, weaknesses, and backstory?
Like in history, who's the first hero?
No, the one that you created.
Mighty Moose. Okay, here's the elevator.
Is that the first one?
What, my first character?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That you can
I
remember.
think, yeah, because I created him when I was like 8 years old.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So yeah, he well, okay, here's the origin of the character, or of the character, and then I'll give the origin of the character. I was 8 years old. My folks were divorced, so we were kind of hanging out with our dad for the weekend, and we were at his buddy's cottage on a lake, and I was sitting there with like a pad of of paper and a pencil, and I was a really big fan of the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. I loved Bullwinkle, so I tried to draw Bullwinkle and totally messed it up. It didn't look anything like him. So I ended up, kind of, instead of like scrapping it and having a fit or whatever because I failed at drawing him, I just turned around and like was goofing around, put a cape on him, put on a mask, took the Superman logo, that diamond shaped logo,
Yeah.
and turned it upside down and put an M in it and called him Mighty Moose.
So you made him better.
So, flash forward, a bunch of years or whatever, and he had been, literally, it was like he looked like Bullwinkle kind of, with a t-shirt that had an M on it, like a cape, stupid mask, and like boxing gloves. And that was really kind of what he looked like. But he evolved in terms of his look, so he became, and again, sticking with the Superman theme, I basically took the same color scheme, and then but hold on, I'm looking for books. I took the same color scheme, the colors, and then flipped them. So like blue is red and red was blue.
Right.
And then it eventually kind of became red and black. Looking for a.
Was it because you felt that you were using too much blue?
No, it's it.
No, that was just a
I started
jab on your
myself.
Venom comments earlier.
What?
That was just a jab on your Venom comment earlier, where you don't like to draw because you cheat. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm cheap, yeah. Here we go. Now we got it. I got some. Yeah. So, hold on a sec. Let me set that one aside. So this is the first trade. So he kind of evolved in terms of his look. Here's the second trade. And then you got Mighty Moose and Dynamic Duck. So anyways, so that's how I kind of came up with the character. And then like he's kind of and the elevator pitch for it is it's kind of like Dark Knight Returns meets Zootopia.
All right.
So it's pretty dark in terms of the story, but like all the characters are animals, like Zootopia. It's like an R-rated, PG-13 R-rated Zootopia. And then, but he's like, as a character, he's basically, it's kind of like, what if Peter Parker were Batman? And then
with the powers?
Yeah, he's got like no powers, but he's kind of like just that regular Joe that has normal life issues and so on and so forth, but then runs around like Batman at night.
Oh, okay. So Vigilante, no costume, no powers, no money.
Right.
He's not. Okay.
Whereas Dynamic Duck is kind of like, he is kind of like the Bruce Wayne billionaire playboy type guy. But he doesn't have powers either, but he's got kind of that more jovial attitude. when crime fighting. So, he's kind of lippy and cracks jokes. And I mean, it's some rich guy that's just out there getting, having, you know, doing this thing just for the fun of it because
Oh, he's just bored.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a fun book, and I know that like for the longest time I was trying to doing cons, and people were like, it was like, oh great, another furry book or something like that, and it wasn't it was never like that, but on the surface that's what it looks like, right?
Yeah, you need to get Steph Wilson to do a cover, and boom, all of a sudden there'll be like naked mooses.
Right. But I think one of the greatest compliments I ever got was which was kind of a jab, but I took it as a compliment in the sense that somebody turned around and said, "You know what? I read this book, and if it was like if your characters were like regular people, this would be awesome." It's like,
So it's a little too weird for me because they're animals.
right. It's like, yeah, oh yeah, no, I mean it's like full on gunfights. I got there's some dark stuff in here. Let me find it. There's
So we have time. Okay, got another 20 minutes or so.
you got 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Let's see.
My Home Depot order is ready, so I want to pick it up
no.
tonight so I can not kill an hour tomorrow waiting for it.
Let's see here. There we go. It's this. Let me see. Where is this? There's a 5-piece.
Yeah, that looks like a 5-piece.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I got. There's 5. There's 40.
Yeah, I forget you guys go way back.
Oh yeah.
She's hot. J5 only does hot. He does hot and freaky.
Oh yeah. I gotta show you another piece that he did for me. Oh, here we go. This is pretty dark. This is like a mob meeting or whatever, and this chick just smokes this dude right at the table. What was he? Oh, he was a lemur.
No, not the lemurs. Save the lemurs.
I got
Get away with that shit today, man.
I got weasels and sloths. Oh, here's another.
Any plans for an 18+ comic? Asking for a friend.
What's that?
Crap Mostank on Twitch says, any plans for an 18+ comic? Asking for a friend.
Oh, I think I know somebody. So this was another book I did. John Paul Soldiers. It's kind of like the Vatican's G.I. Joe team.
Oh yeah.
There we go. There's another 5-piece.
Yeah, that's not as typical. She's wearing too much.
Too many clothes.
Too many pants.
Yeah. That's mine. So it's this is a story that I really want to kind of play with more. But basically, the apocalypse, the church, warrior nuns, and
whatnot. Just what you'd expect.
Yeah.
What animal was that police officer?
What's that?
What animal was that police officer?
Oh, a cat. Oh, well, which one?
I'm guessing the Fife one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, that's Pettis Crowley. Um, she's a cop, and then this is Mantis, and she's a Siamese cat.
Bad Kitty.
Bad kitty. So yeah, there's
That's a great name for a production company. They
bad.
just Bad Kitty Production. Can you just imagine a show ending like on CBS, and then the credits scene, Bad Kitty, Bad Kitty.
We interrupt your regular programming. Yeah, this is. I got to get back to this book. I've got one that's like it's all penciled and inked, and
Yeah, you've talked about this over the last year or so that you keep on meaning to run a Kickstarter and
I
everything.
mean, with everything shutting down, it was like, what's the point? You know, it's not. I can't really get it out there anyway. So
No, but a Kickstarter. No?
yeah, I haven't pulled the trigger on that because I suck.
Well, that was exactly my point. Not that you suck, but like,
Right.
why aren't you doing it? It's just because I remember you saying it's like almost done.
Yeah, no. Well, and it's not even that. That's not even the issue. I think that the only reason, I really kind of consider the whole Kickstarter thing is just from from building a fan base, more so than actually paying for it. I mean, for years I've been basically paying for the printing myself.
Yeah, and this way you get
And that's
to fund the printing before you print it.
right, but it's not. But it's one of those things where that doesn't bother me. And that's not really a huge concern to me. But I think being able to get it into people's hands,
Yeah,
is as opposed to as opposed to selling like 3 copies at a comic convention. You basically have the entire internet is your audience.
yeah.
So that's one of the things that I do have to get off my.
I think I might know a guy or two that have done some stuff with Kickstarter.
Yeah, and trust me, I mean the amount of grief that Forney's given me already, and you know what? And actually, that's the other thing that I got to do is I got to get stuff finished up for Jay's book. He's
5?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I was putting one out.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's the Baywatch Nights thing, right?
sort of. It's more like Dr. Moreau's Island.
Oh, okay.
No, his character is Mary Monster, and it's actually kind of cool. It's like she's a cross between a monster and like a pinup model.
Yes, yeah, Baywatch Nights.
Right.
Yeah, Danny D in the house. What's going on, buddy?
Danny D. So, but yeah, I mean, and I drew. Wait, did I draw? No, I inked. I inked one of his stories for Mary Monster, and so I got to color that, and then we're basically he had it released through a different publisher, but that publisher kind of went defunct.
Oh,
So he's planning on kind of re-releasing it.
oh, sorry. Danny got that Killer Frost.
Oh, finally.
Did you want to send her back? Is that what you're trying to say? Sorry, that was just too easy.
Man, Killer Frost. It's like the bane of everybody's existence. What was it? And what was funny was that I think that was kind of like a last minute addition. They were planning on doing what was their I forget what characters they did.
Like
That
Harley Quinn and stuff like that, no?
Well, it was definitely DC characters, but I think but they had like I think there was a poll or something, and
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
those guys took like the two best characters and turned around and said, okay, well then Warren gets Killer Frost. And I'm like, oh, okay. Which, I mean, I actually kind of dig the character. But it was like, it's kind of like getting stuck with having to draw Aquaman,
Hey, hey. Don't you badmouth Aquaman.
or Nightwing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nightwing is like the Gambit of the DCU.
I think, nah.
Yeah,
No.
in the sense that everybody loves him, but nobody knows why. Because in all honesty, he kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, Nightwing is really. Okay, so I don't know why everybody's sleeping on Jay. The texture on it is great. I think he uses paint chips from his remodeling jobs. And Grumps, so what was my first character ever with their backstories? So I don't really create. The only one that I can really think back to is I wrote. The only time I really created something was I did a Crow story when I was in high school.
Oh, cool.
And it was like the whole. I was really into the Crow when it first came out, and it was the whole mythology of the Crow, where the spirit gets brought back to take revenge. But I positioned it in medieval times, and I called it Silent Knights, but it was Knights with a K.
Right.
Not so it was like a winter thing in medieval times, and the premise was that the main character, he was a king, the jester in the king's court, and he's being funny and entertaining, whatever. He insulted the king's son. The king's son cut off his tongue, then killed him and his own kid. Right? So they got hanged at the end of the forest. So then the spirit of the crow brings him back. He's got no tongue, so he can't speak.
Right.
And he unleashes medieval crow-like revenge on all the king's men. That was it. I have it somewhere. It was like 3 pages, like a 3-page script.
Right.
To the extent that my 17-year-old self could write a script.
Yeah,
but I did want to do something there because I thought it was a good story. So I don't know. Maybe let's see. Is James O'Barr still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
See if he'll answer my DMs.
I saw.
I'm gonna try to pitch that to him.
I haven't seen him in a while, but he's in the Detroit area.
I mean,
yeah. Drake used to be edgy. Now he's all milquetoast.
Yeah. Maybe I'll reach out to him. Fuck. Thanks. This is what I needed in my life. Rehash.
Oh, I'd love to. Yesterday was a busy day, man. And I didn't even get a chance to check in with Sean and Rodney.
Yeah, I checked in for a little bit before I joined that other stream.
Yeah.
Which was not as exciting as I thought it was going to be. It
was definitely toned down up until, I think, right up until the point where you had to do a little bit of a smackdown.
You know what? Never mind.
Yeah. You can't. There are just some things you can't stream.
Like, never mind.
Yeah, Danny's right though. You should probably turn around and take another look at that treatment, and and basically just call it something else. It doesn't have to be the crow. It could be the turkey or something. Or even
I called it Silent Night. Silent Night, right? It could just stay silent nights. And instead of the spirit of the crow, it is just something brings him back.
Maybe it's not even a crow. Maybe it's a raven.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that the same thing? Maybe, whatever.
No, a crow and a raven is not the same thing.
Yeah, but the point being is that
Same concept, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got white, and he's got the white makeup on, and
yeah.
you know everything because he used to be a jester. Has nothing to do with the crow makeup from as it would have been seen in pop culture in the 90s.
Exactly.
Which is coincidental at best.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You know what? I don't have enough stuff on my plate. Why don't you and I work on this?
Yeah, I got nothing to do either. Hey,
Yeah.
Sean Forney's in the house right like 2 minutes before I'm going to kill this because I got to go pick up my wood. Yes, I got wood.
You had to pick up your wood.
I got wood. Wood went up again. A 2x4x8 was $7.95 3 weeks ago. I just ordered 4 more, $9.45 each.
Oh yeah, the lumber prices is going through the roof right now.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I hope this is it. And told Pam, stop touching my wood.
Well, don't stop touching.
Hands off the wood, woman.
Damn it, lady.
That's my way. I do it myself. But yeah, I think tonight is Moon Night night. Oh, I wrote a lovely little poem. I can't remember it now. Because Forney and Fike, they're doing Moon Night on their stream at 8 o'clock EST.
Oh, okay.
Sean Forney illustration on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, wherever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I wasn't really planning on doing much of anything today. But, you know, just because I'm warming up for this weekend, which I'm hoping doesn't completely suck, but we'll see.
Moon Knight is a second base moon-based character that coming from JD. I think his initial vote is for Sailor Moon, and then Moon Knight. Is that where you're going with this? Playing to the stereotype?
That's actually, that could be fun to play around with. Moon Knight and the Sailor Scouts.
How Moon Knight just like kicking the shit out of Sailor Moon and Sailor Venus and Mercury or whatever. Somebody, and by somebody I mean you, should do a pinup of Moon Knight beating Sailor Moon with the cat.
With a cat?
No, like, well, doesn't Sailor Moon have a cat?
I don't know, just swinging it by the tail and just
that's my suggestion. But I do need to wrap things up before I get to
pick up wood.
I gotta go get wood.
All right. Whenever you hit the button, you hit the button.
Yeah, and JD says you almost like Sailor Moon stuff more than Marvel. You know what? I'm not surprised. No, not at all. 2 cats, Luna and Artemis. Oh, there you go. He can nunchuck the cats.
Oh, sweet. Like a
ninja turtle, right? With a cat in each hand, just whipping them.
All Daredevil style.
And then just kicking the shit out of Sailor Moon. And Dandy says the purple talking cat is another cartoon. And Forney says, and JD gave him grief about pizza. And he's just gonna come here and drop Sailor Moon.
No,
All right, everyone. I gotta.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Forney's stream is going to get lively this evening.
Yeah.
JD's got to come in and start throwing haymakers.
Okay, I gotta pack it up. Thanks for hopping on. I'll probably be streaming on Sunday as long as I don't mess anything up tomorrow. If you want to hop on, let me know. But by the sounds of it, you are like traveling the world.
Feeling, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll message you and let me know.
Yeah.
But who steams pizza? Honestly. Okay, everyone. Like I said, I'll be on Sunday. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.
Peace.